Godot 4.7 is here, and it's a big one. Real rectangular lights, HDR output, a built-in virtual joystick, a brand new asset store, and textures you can paint on at runtime. I put all 5 into one little scene, so let's run through them. Everything you're about to see lives in a single demo scene. 5 stations, 1 per feature. Okay, Station 1. First up, the one I'm most excited about. Area Light 3D. Up until now, if you wanted a glowing screen or a neon sign to actually light the room, you had to fake it, an emissive material plus global illumination, and hope it looked right. Now it's a real light. See this rectangle? That's an area light. The screen behind it is just a glowing quad, the visible source. But the actual soft light landing on these cubes, the fall-off, the soft shadows, that's the area light doing the work. And because it inherits from the normal light node, you get color and energy like any other light, so I can recolor it live. You can even drop a texture on it, so the light takes on an image's colors. No global illumination hacks. Station 2, HDR output. Godot has always lit scenes in high dynamic range internally, but until 4.7, that extra range never made it to your screen. Now it can, on Windows, Mac, Linux, and iOS. You turn it on under Display, Window, HDR, Request HDR Output. And now, the honest part, because this trips people up. HDR Output doesn't add a glow or an effect. That bloom you're seeing on these neon spheres, that's a normal post-process. It looks the same whether HDR is on or off. What HDR Output actually does is send brighter than white pixels to an HDR monitor. So if you're watching this on a regular screen, or I'm recording on one, you literally cannot see the difference, and that's expected. On a real HDR display, these highlights punch way past white. If you want them to really pop, crank the emission energy up, and stay on forward plus, because the mobile renderer caps the brightness range hard. Station 3, and this one's huge for mobile developers, a built-in virtual joystick. No more third-party add-ons, it's just a node now. I'm on a Mac with no touchscreen, so I turned on Emulate Touch from Mouse in the project settings. Now my trackpad acts like a finger. Drag the stick, and the cube moves. And it ships with 3 modes. Fixed, the stick stays put. Dynamic, it spawns wherever you first touch. And following, the base chases your thumb as you slide. Theming, dead zone, size. It's all right there in the inspector. Station 4 is an editor feature, so let's hop out of the game. The old asset library is gone, replaced by the new Asset Store. It's a proper storefront now. Previews, version info, changelogs, links to the source. And it runs on a background thread, so browsing doesn't freeze the editor anymore. You can also visit it in your browser at store.godotengine.org. And Station 5, my favorite for gameplay, DrawableTexture2D. It's a texture you can draw onto, live, while the game is running. No render to viewport tricks, no rendering device deep dive. I made this easel's material a drawable texture. Now when I aim and drag, I'm painting straight onto the 3D surface. I shoot a ray from the camera, through my cursor, hit the easel, convert that to a UV coordinate, and stamp a brush with a single blit call. Watch, it's really on the mesh, not the screen. And that's the whole point. This is how you build paint mechanics, decals, damage that builds up on a car, fog of war that reveals as you explore, or an in-game whiteboard. Clearing it is just refilling the texture, genuinely a few lines of code. So that's Godot 4.7. Real area lights, HDR output, a native virtual joystick, the new asset store, and paintable textures. 5 features, 1 scene. If you want this demo project to poke it yourself, I'll leave it linked below. If this helped, a like really does go a long way, and subscribe for more Godot.